Hello, Oi Music Part 3. Last one of the series, so that's the second half of the 80s and until today, or recently. Although going back to the early 80s, a lot of efforts were made to do something about the bad reputation of the Oi movement, and that would mean keeping football and racism out of gigs, uniting skinheads and punk rockers and other crowds, and the media would not give them a second chance, and a lot of bands got banned, and many of them called it quits by the mid 80s. Some continued, most notably the Business. They are one of the longest running of that scene. And I remember a friend of mine, he had a compilation called the US of Oi, and half of the bands were nationalist bands, and the other half were like well-known bands, like the Bruisers, Stars and Stripes, Warzone, etc. And so when the second half, by the second half of the 80s, Oi got known in the United States, and bands started to grow, but also the nationalist element infested the scene. The coming bands I'm gonna show you are pioneers of the comeback of the Oi movement, or the Streetpunk movement as they call it, in the 90s, because the word Oi was had become a somewhat of a dirty word to use, and so many bands still dared to call their music Oi. For instance, the Bruisers. The Bruisers is a Oi band fronted by Elbar. He is well known for singing for the Drunken Murphys later on. This is from the late 80s, a very stripped down, simple, basic Oi EP, 4 songs. It's really cool, one of my favorites of all time. It's worth checking out where they came from. The second one I have by the Bruises is American Night. The song American Night is somewhat hardcore influenced, one of their most well-known songs. And on the other side is Brown Paper Bag, also great song. And third one I got by the Bruises is Gates of Hell, and this has a different sound. They sound somewhat more rockabilly influenced, like say the Stray Cats, and maybe later on they had some kind of social distortion influence, but still great. Second major band of the Streetpunk revival is Oxymoron from Germany. Melodic band, very cool. They were I knew them from the compilations Knockout in the first round, second round, third round, till 6 I guess, I think, which features all kinds of cool Streetpunk bands from the 90s. And this is their single Crisis Identity. Great song. Then third major band important bands is the Templars. Templars are a band from New York. These are the early recordings from the early 90s. They are very raw. They preferred home recording and doing own production. They also were fond of the late 70s or 77 style Streetpunk and Chiswick label type stuff I was talking about in the previous video. This is great. But the singer of the Anti-Heroes, Mark Noah, who ran a label, GMM Records, he convinced them to do a produced album, and this is the result from 1998, Omne Datum Optimum. This is one of the finest Oi albums I have heard. This is awesome. So, talking about the GMM label, they released this compilation in 99 or 2000. I listened to this CD endlessly. All the songs are great on this compilation. I still play it a lot after all these years. Here, this is some kind of festival they organized with all the coolest bands of the time. Also in the late 90s, very important for the revival of street punk are the Give 'Em the Boots compilations. These are the first three. Like the early Oi compilations, which had some variety, they do as well. So they also feature psychobilly, reggae, ska, other rock and roll, hardcore. So you could say like Tim and Lars from Rancid and their Hellcat label, they kind of are responsible for the new wave of Oi, I think, in the general perspective, and I've got to show you. I've got the Oi compilations from Gary Bushell in a CD box set, all 6. There is a second one, Oi albums for later on in the 80s, mid 80s to late 80s, but it's the best one to check out. The first compilation I have ever heard was this one. At first I wasn't really getting it, but now in hindsight I think it's one of the best representations of the Oi movement on a CD as a compilation. So going back to the turn of the millennium, I want to talk about this band, Patriot. This is my favorite Oi album of all time. This has been pre-produced by Lars Fredriksson. He did a lot of production in those days, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. This is a band that started out in the early 90s, but by this album they got very experienced and It's very well-written songs, very also US rock and roll influenced, very as a sing-along, infectious melodic quality. Then okay, here we have my gateway compilation album to Oi music, the worldwide tribute to the real Oi. And this features many hardcore bands doing Oi covers and some punk bands as well. And they kind of give the old classics fresh take, and some were even better than the originals, which were had poor production or poor playing. But I also listened to this endlessly when I was a late teenager. There's also a second volume, which is also great. Volume 2. Talking about my favorite Oi band, this is Hard Cell from, some members are from Belgium and some members are from Holland. Not the greatest cover, but this features some excellent songs. But their follow-up album is my favorite. That is Hard Cell Breaking the Jaw. This is also one of my favorite Oi albums of all time. It's also like the Cochrane Rejects, Coxpower influenced melodic Oi, but they have a bit of a heavier guitar sound because they were a hardcore band before that. And by the way, I do not condone the depiction of brass knuckles, but anyway, this is just too good for me, so I'm okay with it. After that they released this CD. This is a compilation, some new songs. Pissed and Broke, some new songs, some old ones, some live. And another important band from the turn of the century, but they have been around since the 80s. That is Evil Conduct, very recognizable sounds, very stripped down, basic formula, very catchy. And melodic, Sorry No, from 2000 I think. And the one after that is Eye for an Eye. They kind of reintroduced the traditional skinhead element here in the cover. Some may recognize the cover of the Pyramids side project. Is a reggae band, Simarip, and that features the same composition of the skinheads on the photograph. This is a awesome album, and thanks to Thierry for returning them, because I sold them and a while ago, and I got them back. Cheers. And it's one of the last ones, Dropkick Murphys. Who doesn't know the Dropkick Murphys? They're an awesome band. They're also very influential, a key band in the revival of street punk and punk rock in general. This is the early years, also EPs with all other cool street punk bands. their debut album, Do or Die. Excellent album. And then my favorites, The Gang's All Here. I will do a separate video with a review on this album. I think it's just one of the best albums ever. And then the Breakthrough album, Sing Loud and Proud. I think this album is overrated, but anyway, half of the songs are great and the other songs are, yeah, not my favorite. And I got two more bands I want to mention. That's Alternate Action. This is with the singer of Bishop's Green, a well-known streetpunk band from today. He also sang in the Glory Stompers, in the Lancasters, and in the Subway Thugs. He is a very well-known singer in the Canadian scene, also worldwide. I think if you know something about streetpunk, you will know this guy. This is an EP by them. So all these bands are worth checking out. And as a last one, when I heard this, I was really in awe. A French band with a raw style from like in the early 80s. That is Rix, Coups et Blessures. First EP, second EP, Les Nerfs à Vif. You can still see this band live, they're awesome. So that's it. I don't have a lot of recent. I just prefer to see bands, streetpunk bands, live than by the music. It's a better experience, I think. So that's it. My 3 oi videos. Hope you enjoyed it. Just check out some of these bands. If you never heard of them, you don't have to like them all. I think it's a very exciting, especially when I was young, exciting subculture and music. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.